Let's try that again. Technical difficulties, right? I pushed the wrong button and everything went bye-bye. Let's try that again, everyone. Okay, let's take it from the top. Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. It is a Monday, that's for sure. We are going to work on Paper Pumpkin alternates tonight with the July 2022 kit, which is called Sending Good Vibes. I'm hoping I'm going to send good vibes to you tonight. Let me make sure that I have got, yes, okay. Now let me put this down. Let me move this iPad and so then I won't touch it. Okay, let's hope we're good now. All right, so I'm going to check and make sure that we're recording again. I'm sure that some of you are wondering, where did she go? She was just speaking to us. Yep, there I am. Okay, here we go again. Hello, everybody. Yes, sometimes when you hit the wrong button, it all has to be started over, and I did that. So anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by technology, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let's see, it is Monday, July 18th. Some of you may have your Paper Pumpkin kits already. Some of you may still be waiting for them. I do want to let you know we're going to see all the supplies. So if you want to be surprised, you will have to watch this on replay after your kit arrives. But otherwise, if you want to see everything, then stick with me, kid, because we're going to look at all of it. Why don't I point you down immediately? And let's take a look at the cards as designed. Now, these are designed, of course, by our beautiful Paper Pumpkin staff, yes. But the artisans at Stampin' Up! Never miss a trick. Every time I think that this Paper Pumpkin kit can't get any better, it gets better. And this is no exception. So this is a beautiful kit with a nautical theme, ship in a bottle and all that. And they're all occasion cards for all people, right? So masculine, feminine, kids, I'd give these to kids, sure. So we've got Sending Good Thoughts with the seagulls. And then here's a message in a bottle. We're going to do an alternate with that stamp because I saw something else immediately when I saw that. But this is as designed. It's beautiful. And then finally we have this one, Wishing You All the Best. This beautiful seahorse. I bet this is Sweet Sorbet. I haven't looked at the color yet. I like to be a little surprised too sometimes. And then they have this cool little technique with the linen thread. And so the kit, if you've never had the pleasure of having a Paper Pumpkin kit, it comes to your mailbox every month, about the 20th of the month. Now, as you can tell, mine comes a little early, usually. But around the 20th, lots of people have it. And it's an all-inclusive kit. So the first month you get it, it arrives with a Stampin' block that looks like this. It's a size D block, and all of the stamps that are included in your stamping sets for your Paper Pumpkin from then on will be able to fit on this block. So you just, you get one in your first kit, and then you keep it and use it every month. Also, every month, there will be a Stampin' Spot, which is a little ink spot, and it's a great way to start collecting your ink colors and find out which colors you love the most. This month it was Bermuda Bay. Now, I will be using my regular sized stamp pad because I have all of them, and I enjoy working with a full-size stamp pad better. But this is the same exact ink. It's a great thing to have on hand, especially if you like to use the Stamparatus. Stampin' Spots are really handy to have on hand. So I like to keep them aside for maybe new customers who don't have a lot of ink colors. That's usually what happens to them as I give them away to other stampers. So I will stop real quickly here and say hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, Leslie, that was a technical difficulty on my end. However, I will say, not impressed with the new Facebook, what do you want to call it? Upgrade? It's kind of an oxymoron nowadays, isn't it? Upgrade, kind of, but not really. But anyway, I'm finding my way around. So hello, Ross has shared times 2. Thank you so much. I do appreciate when you share my videos. It helps the stamping group, Stampin' Zoo. It's a Monday. It helps this little Stampin' Zoo grow, and we've definitely been seeing that in the past few months, or, well, it's been growing continuously for over 3 years. However, it's starting to really uptick. In fact, we are 6 followers away on Facebook from 1,000, okay? And I think we have about we have just a few less than 470 subscribers over on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, hello. You know, I see you. I'm starting to see comments from you. I see that you're subscribing, and I appreciate it so much. So keep those comments coming. I love to chat with you that way. You can ask me questions. You can tell me where you're from. Somebody last week told me they were just saying hi from, oh gosh, New Zealand. And that's so cool because I was just watching a show, The Amazing Race. And there's only been like 30 seasons of it, right? And I never watched it. So I started watching it on Hulu. And I had just that night been watching something where the teams went to New Zealand. And I've seen New Zealand on other programs, obviously. And that is wow, that's a place that would be like, if I were choosing a place just on location alone to live, it would be New Zealand, I think. Just, again, I probably have a very romantic feeling about it. And, of course, none of my family or friends live there. But, anyway, it looks beautiful. So, all the way over in New Zealand, somebody was watching me. And, of course, we have all of our Aussie friends here. So, I just love doing this. I love reaching out to all of you. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator as well. One of the things that means is that I sell all of the products that we'll be talking about tonight. I sell Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. So this is a month-to-month subscription that comes to your mailbox every month. But it is so easy to see in advance what the themes are. I tell you about them through my email and my Facebook page. And so we always have lots of hints as to what the theme is going to be. And then if you are going to be busy for a month, or if a theme doesn't really excite you, then you can just suspend your subscription, and then you don't get charged for that month. It just carries over to the following month. So it's very easy. You can even cancel it if you need to, and it's all done on an email or a website. You don't have to call in and be quizzed about why you'd like to cancel. And anyway, then you'll get wonderful alternates from me. So if you're enjoying these alternates and you think that you might like to try Paper Pumpkin and you live in the United States, I would love to be your demonstrator. Please give me a chance to earn your business. I really like to focus on excellent customer service and treating customers as individuals, because we all are, yes? So there's never one size fits all for stamping. And so anyway, I appreciate you spending a little time with me tonight. We are not going to make these cards as designed, because Stampin' Up! I'm going to try something different here, because I always seem to go way long, don't I? I love to talk to all of you. But we're going to start with the alternates. And so just, these are the instructions that come in the kit. I already have all my kit torn apart, but it comes very nicely to you when it first comes, and then I proceed to rip it apart. So these instructions are so great. They don't even have words, right? We are in different countries and stuff. These don't even have words. They just tell you. There are a couple different adhesives included in most of the kits. Stampin' dimensionals and mini glue dots. And so they will tell you, like, this is a mini glue dot right here. This is a dimensional. These are the shapes of these things, so you can tell automatically. And of course, that's what I'm here for too, to help you along, right? If you have thread, here's the measurements right here along the instructions, and it will tell you how much thread to cut. So it's super easy, okay? And so we'll show you how they've layered the items. There's always several layers usually, and there's a really special layer in these cards. One of the layers is dry embossed, which is so cool. Look at that. So here's like a perfect, this is a scene. You don't have to do anything more to the back of this or to this layer except for just put a sentiment on if you don't want to. But of course we have included all the kit elements, and so then you can see that embossing just really shines through, right? And so the other two are like that also. This looks like a watercolor technique or an ink blending technique, but it's actually just embossed right onto the cardstock there. And these are all in our existing Stampin' Up! Colors. So if you have extra supplies, you're going to be able to make your own alternates with your own color coordinated supplies, okay? And then this one has waves and some splatter. It looks fantastic. It would take you a long time to make that same treatment, and you get 3 of them. So they give us supplies to make 3 of each of these designs, okay? 9 cards total with some beautiful envelopes. Let me show you those. I believe they're Pool Party. Look at this, very nice, sturdy. So your card, well, your card's gonna arrive safely unless the mailman has anger management issues. I shouldn't guarantee, like, you know, your card's gonna have the best envelope it can have, okay? And then from then on, you never quite know what's gonna happen, but my mailman's usually like fantastic. So if you haven't gotten this kit already, the thing is, you really can't get it unless you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, okay? So let me tell you about next month's kit. It's going to be a beautiful kit right here. Here's the advertisement for it. Sweet Sunflowers. It's going to have some free gifts. It's going to have 2 ink spots. So remember I showed you the little Bermuda Bay ink spot? Well, it's going to have 2. I don't know what colors, but you can kind of tell what the color palette is going to look like, right? We already know it's going to be about sunflowers. It is going to have special techniques, printed die cut pieces, fun embellishments, and the extra embellishments are some wire, they look like gold foiled wire elements. So anyway, just look for that. If you would like to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, I will be putting the link for the subscription in this video after it's recorded. God help us if I can do that. But let me tell you a couple of cool things about subscribing to Paper Pumpkin right now. You can subscribe you can have a subscription from 1 month to 12 months. And if you purchase the subscription for 12 months, you get 1 month for free. The cost is $22 US. That includes the shipping. If your state has tax, it will be added on. But other than that, that's the cost. So in this instance, nine cards with envelopes, $22. That's a great deal in itself, minus all the fun you get to have with making these projects. So when you purchase a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription now in July through the end of August, you will earn celebration rewards on those prepaid Paper Pumpkin kits. So I really encourage you to buy a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription. You just get lots of free things, right? And so this, of course, it will take your total purchase or your total of your purchases, so not including shipping and tax, and then you can choose free items. So we have in this celebration flyer things that are free with a $50 purchase and things that are free with a $100 purchase. Again, the totals are different in the other countries, okay? But there's just so many things. But these items are while supplies last. So if you really want one of these things in particular, I suggest you make your purchases just as soon as possible, because that's when you're going to have the best selection. Okay, only one thing has sold out so far. It's over here on page 8 of the flyer, if you have it. pool party and soft seafoam cards and envelopes. I have them. They're beautiful. But there are lots of other nice things in the flyer. Okay? So like I said, order them just as soon as possible. And I would love to be your demonstrator. If you do not have catalogs or this celebration flyer, again, if you're interested in just looking at the product and you live in the United States, please drop me a private message or send me an email, and I'll be happy to get these in the mail to you. Okay, just give me your mailing address and I will send you some free product or some free catalogs. How about that? Okay, everybody, so these are the 3 again that Stampin' have designed for us that I'm in love with. Yeah, I bet one color will be Old Olive too. You're right, Casey. I think so. I think, do I have a favorite? I don't know. I really like this one. It was the first one I made. I don't know. I just love I think I like the coral part. But I love the other ones too. So it's always tough. All right. The other thing is, so with my alternates, I'm going to bring in a couple of items that are not in the kit. Okay. But you can still purchase. What I'm looking at in particular is in the annual catalog. This is the Whale Done stamp set. When you see this, we're going to use this sentiment, and when you see it stamped, it's just so cool. What can I say about it? Now I'm looking around for the punch. What happened to the punch? It has a punch too, and it's a whale. Hopefully you can see that. These always tend to have a lot of shimmer on them, but it's a whale. So we're going to put the whale together tonight. Some of you may already have this, like I do, but this is a favorite of mine, and then I haven't played with it for a while, so we are going to tonight. But I will also say you definitely can have, you can bring in a stamp set like Friends Are Like Seashells. You could also bring in Waves of Inspiration, or any number of sets. We have a lot of seaside, ocean and water type sets. In fact, in the holiday catalog, we even have a seaside set. Let's see if I can find it quickly here, but it's so just fresh and different. I would definitely think about using it. I think it's initially in here for our southern hemisphere people. I'm having trouble with words tonight. I think I used them all up this weekend. Anyway, this is a great set. I would love to use a set like this sometime for Christmas and just like throw my friends off, right? So it's Happy Birthday Sunshine, Love You to the Beach and Back, wishing you a sun-kissed nose and sandy toes and sunny season's greetings. So you can use anything like this, anything you have in your stash, or, you know, goodness, if you'd like to buy something else, I can help you with that, okay? So just wanted to give you some ideas up front for things you might want to pull into using different things for alternates. Okay, so the first thing I thought of when I saw that message in a bottle, I need to grab my supplies here, is I thought it looked like a diploma. I really did. And I realized they're both paper rolled up. It's not like a huge jump or anything, but I thought this just looks like a diploma. I really think it does. And as luck would have it, I need a card for someone who graduated high school and is going to my alma mater, the University of Idaho. U of I Vandals. Leslie, you may have heard of them. Clear over in Australia. Not really. But, you know, it was like, of course, the best years of my life. So we're going to make a card that uses this as a diploma. And the other thing I'm going to bring in is a beautiful stamp set I've been dying to use. I just haven't had time. Amazing phrasing. This is free with a $100 purchase. It's in the celebration flyer that I was just showing you. You cannot purchase it. You have to earn it for free. Okay, so if you just purchase $100 of any other beautiful product from those catalogs I just showed you, you can have this stamp set for free. Okay, still available. So we are going to use, woohoo, you did it. I think it's perfect. And so let me get this blocked up here. Now it looks like Woohoo is one stamp. We can use that. We're going to do a little embossing. Oh my gosh. With a brand new stamp set I haven't tried. Scary. Okay, one thing that I always mention to you about photopolymer stamps is it is best to lay the stamp down flat, okay, and then put your block on top of it. If you put the stamp on the block, sometimes it can get misshapen. It's probably not going to be an issue with a stamp that's as thick as this, but it would be an issue with a stamp like this. If you wanted to get it straight, it's very easy to pull it out of shape. And then especially if you're using something that coordinates with a die or a punch, it won't work if you've pulled it out of shape, right? And it will look like the die or the stamp is defective, but it's not. So anyway, it's always a tip I like to give out, because usually every time I say it, somebody says, hey, thanks for the tip. So I'll keep saying it until you guys say, forget it, you've told us enough, give it up. All right, now I'm going to get out my beautiful new embossing tray. It's so nice when you have nice supplies. And so this is a brand new embossing tray. It comes as part of a set. It is in that new mini catalog. It's part of the Rustic Harvest set, but you can purchase it separately. So I believe it's $27 US. So you can do that. Yeah, you can do it. All right, I am going to use black embossing powder, if I can find it. There we go. This is on low inventory right now. We have 2 different sets of embossing powders, and the neutrals are on, sorry, I'm having all sorts of problems. The neutrals are on low inventory right now. The neutrals are black, white, and clear. So I just suggest you getting both sets. We have 2 sets of 3. One set is metallics and one set is the neutrals. Holidays are coming up. We like embossing for holidays, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, let's see. I'm going to stamp this on a scrap piece of, so my school colors, the University of Idaho, black and gold, okay? I think with some silver or whatever, but we're going to ignore that, black and gold. So I've pulled crushed curry, and then of course basic black. We have a color for everything, okay? And I'm going to emboss on the crushed curry with black embossing powder, and then we're going to cut it out. We're going to bubble cut it. You can do it. Don't be scared. If you have some paper snips, you can do this. If you don't have paper snips, guess what? You can order them, $11 in the catalog. I won't tell you what the price and the number of everything, but I don't have the catalog items number memorized, but we'll go from there. All right, so if you've never embossed before, oh my goodness, it's usually the technique that gets everybody going on paper crafting, okay? Kathy says her paper pumpkin is ordered, or maybe your stamp set is ordered. And Sherry says, sorry I'm late. It's all right. I'm coming on live at a night that's not normally mine, right? So let's just do a little embossing buddy. This will come with your embossing kit as well, okay? And then I'm going to take this beautiful stamp, Woohoo, and tap it all over a couple of times at least in the Versamark watermark ink. That is, all of these basics are in the annual catalog. So that looks good. And then let's put some powder on it and see how we did. Okay, we use this embossing buddy at the very beginning to make sure that we get rid of static cling wherever we can. I thought that was shiny for a minute. I thought it was our old metallic powder, but it's not. It's just pretty that way. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh my gosh, pretty. Now I want, you know, that crushed curry is going to try and shine through the embossing, so I want to try and get it covered make sure that I didn't miss any pieces and parts. Looks good to me. There are a few little pieces of embossing powder clinging on for dear life where I don't want them. So this also comes with the set, right? It's like Stampin' Up! Knows what they're doing. You brush off any stray powder that you can see before you heat it and set it, okay? Now I'm gonna set this off to the side. You do not want to get your heat tool out with all this powder around, or you may as well just like pack up and move because you're never going to get it out of your products. Okay, this is the heat gun, and it's in the back of the annual catalog. I believe it's like $25 to $30. It's great. In fact, I finally got this one. My last one was probably 30 years itself, so I finally upgraded. But they're all, you know, if you have an older version, we've been selling them for a long time. So first thing you want to do is heat it up. You don't want to immediately take it to the paper, because the shorter amount of time you have this on the paper, the less it is apt to warp. Okay? And then once you have it, there are different techniques. Some people go from behind the paper. I tend to put it directly on the paper. Let me make sure I'm up there for you. And then you will see that this is going to get shiny and raised, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to go over it a couple different times, and what I'm looking for is a smooth, it won't be completely smooth, but I can tell when this is melted, and that's it. That's all it takes. So let me see if I can get a little light, a little extra light on it. So it ends up being a raised image that's shiny black. I'm doing a horrible job with this paper. There, how about that? You're going to see it on the card, so that'll work. All right, so now let me grab my paper snips that I was bragging about. That's all the embossing we're going to do for this card. So now at this point, I will move this, and then I just take, unscrew the top off of this tray, okay, and just put it back in the container. And you can, if you have the room for it, some people like to keep their embossing powder in Tupperware containers. I don't have the room, so I need to keep it in these nice little compact containers. And you can use that brush again to get this swept out, right, back into the container, okay? And then finally, I tapped mine out in my trash because I want to get all the black powder out of there in case I want to use a white powder. Some people even keep trays for the separate powders, but you know, again, I'm kind of looking for compact, and so I don't think it's necessary, but if you have the room for it, do it. These trays are really, the whole tray set is very economical. So, and then finally what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Swiffer, we don't sell this, I'm going to take this Swiffer refill. I'm just going to clean off my grid paper where I was working on that, and clean off the embossing buddy. The embossing buddy is just full of, I think, cornstarch or something like it, but it comes out very finely. And then finally, I am going to take this embossing, or no, this Swiffer thing, and I'm going to run it over my cardstock. And what I think that does is I think it takes any extra embossing buddy powder off of the paper to give you like a really, especially you'll see it stick to the black, basic black cardstock. So it's nice to get all of that off there and then see your nice bright embossing. All right, paper snips. I only have 10 or 11 pairs. I'm glad we could find one. Now again, we're not going to cut these letters out right on the line. I'm just going to bubble cut them, okay? And we may break them apart, the woo and the who, or we may leave them together. So for right now, I'm just going to cut, whoops, I'm going to cut the main part of it off there. Oh my gosh, I almost felt like I was going to go through the W. I better slow down. Slow down, lady. Quit racing. So, I think some of you know this, but it was actually Christmas in July at my house on Saturday. Yes, I had 13 lovely customers here. We had so much fun. We listened to Christmas music. Yes, it was over 100 degrees. And I had some decorations up, and I was able to show them beautiful cards from, well, I made some of them. I'll take that. But also, I participated in a swap, and so I got to show off those cards from, I think we had 12 people in the swap, and I'm so excited to show you those cards. So on Thursday night, I can tell right now I'm going to want to cut these apart. On Thursday night, which is the normal night that I go live, right, I'm going to show you all 12 cards from the swap, and the swap featured products from the new July to December mini catalog. Okay, so lots of holiday things. And then we might case one or two. And I'm going to show you some pictures from my Christmas in July event. It really was a catalog kickoff party. But we also made projects. We ate cake. We opened gifts. Okay, so it was all good. So fun. So I can't wait to show you. All right, so there's our woo and who, already looking fantastic. Now let's bring back our cardstock. So I cut one a little larger for the front. Now I'm thinking it might be too much. I think I'm going to cut it down. But I already have this one that's 3 3/4 by 5. So let's do that, because we are just going to put one stamped image on this. Well, we're going to stamp "You Did It." So let's go ahead and find that. You did it. It's hard to read these things upside down. I'm not that talented. I could have found it in advance, but what's the fun in that? You have to help me search. You are, oh shoot. What? Good job. You did it. Right in the middle. Okay. Yes, the Swiffer refills work for a lot of things, don't they? Yep. So keep them handy. They're for the craft room just as well as the cleaning room, but that's not nearly as much fun. Okay, whoops. I'm putting my Versamark away so I don't forget where it is at the end of this. And let's see here. I want to grab Crushed Curry ink. So as I said, one of the genius things about Stampin' Up! Is the color coordination. So we have cardstock, we have inks, refills, embellishments, and they all coordinate, or they're in the exact same colors. Okay, so it's so fun. So let's just put the "You Did It" down towards the bottom. Okay, and then ooh, maybe we can use some foil. I think we have black foil paper. Somebody tell me if that's current. And if it is, maybe I'll put a layer of that in this. Now I need my chamois. Okay, and then I'm going to put this back with the sentiments, or I'll never figure out where it goes. And then we're going to take this diploma, right? And then let's take a look at what it looks like. I want to see it stamped and stamped off. Okay, so that's a little lingo. That's a little stamper's lingo, right? So first generation and second generation simply just means that you are going to ink first and then, without re-inking, stamp it down. Yes, Kathy, don't you think this looks like a diploma? We're making an alternate. So it is it's a message in a bottle. But when I saw it, I thought it was a diploma. So I'm gonna once we finish this card, you guys can tell me if you think it looks like a diploma or not. Okay, so let's see. We might want the woohoo. I don't know. Do we want it straight? No, I think no. Maybe we want it like that. Okay, we don't know exactly. It probably doesn't matter exactly. Let's just stamp this randomly, okay? All in black and gold, of course, because those are the Vandal colors. So this girl Avery is going to have so much fun up in Moscow. I'm not jealous. I don't want to do it again. But it still brings back great memories. So let's see here. Now I'm just kind of thinking like, okay, do we want any more second generation? Now you can kind of see where I'm going with this? Right? They are. They're so fun. Okay, let's see here. And maybe we want a second generation up here. Okay, that looks fun. And then, did someone tell me, do we have black foil? You guys are playing with the gnomes. How fun. Okay, Jenny, that's okay. I don't want to spoil it for you. Yes, the scroll is from the paper pumpkin for July. Let me grab the black glimmer paper. I'm just about convinced. Or not glimmer paper, but foil. Maybe? Let's see here. What is this? Oh, that's silver. That's not going to work. Let's see. Let me look in the old stash here. I think it's black. I do. This needs a little bit of, I think this is in the, you didn't see the black foil on a website. Oh, what? Isn't it in the Halloween section? Let's look. I don't like to use things that are retired, if I can help it. Oh, it's basic black cardstock. Oh. Well, what about over here? Let me just take a quick look-see. If not, it's fine without it, but it would be cute with it, right? Whoops. Okay, so I'm looking up here. Oh, that's silver foil. Yeah, we don't have it. Okay, I'm not going to use it. I will refrain. Just know that it'll probably come back, so don't throw away your black foil. Oh, we won't tell. I know, but then somebody is going to ask me on the replay, what are you using for that? That's really great. And then I'm going to have to say, yeah, well, it's not available. I do think I'm going to zhuzh it up with this black and white gingham ribbon, which I think is just back in stock. Now, we have Stampin Blends, right, that are alcohol-based markers, and they are lovely. You will love them. Be warned, once you start getting them, you're going to want to collect them all. But you don't need them all. But we don't have a crushed curry, probably for chemical manufacturing reasons. I don't know why. But we don't have every single color in Stampin Blends. But I'll tell you what, the dark Daffodil Delight really basically looks like crushed curry. And the cool thing you can do with lots of our embellishments is you can take these Stampin Blend alcohol-based markers and you can color or modify these embellishments to look however you like them to look. And this looks perfect. It looks like it was made at the Vandal store. That was our mascot. So anyway, it's really cool. And of course you can do this with any, you can do red or, well, obviously I don't need to go through all the colors. I think you know. But you can do this for Christmas, birthdays, or just a graduation card like we're doing. Right? And I just we're going to tie it at the top. I think I have enough. If I end up not having enough, I just make a little bit more. Okay, so let's see here. One thing I think we could do is we can add a layer to this. Sorry for turning my back on you, but I need to get into my dies. Okay, we could have a layer that's kind of fancy. Oh, I have some brand new ones that I haven't used yet. They're the deckled rectangles. Let's see if we can find one that would fit back behind it. Oh, look at these. Oh, they're so cool. They're like our stitched rectangles, only, you know, a little fresher, a little different. So let's take this one and cut it out. Yes. Oh, we are so smart. Okay. Let's cut this out. We need our Stampin' Cut and embossing machine, right? I am going to leave it off to the side over here because I'll kind of run out of room. But I have lots of videos showing me using the Stampin' Cut and emboss machine in detail. And then again, if you have specific questions, just email me. It works. Okay, so let's cut this one out. All right, and that's very cool looking. I like it. I can't believe I haven't used these yet. I just got them last week. But that's rare. Usually I'm on it. But I think what happened was I was so busy with my Christmas in July that, believe it or not, I didn't have a spare minute. I was thinking about Christmas. And, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So look at that. See? It's like just some cool different edging. All right, and then I'm going to take this, the next size up, and I'm going to do a black one. Just black cardstock, because that's current. But, and then we're going to just make an extra layer for the card. Because we're just doing 2 colors, and wow, that's not very many colors for me. You know this if you've seen me before. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Am I going to fall in love with these instantly? Yes. Look at it. They're so cool. Everything's going to be a deckled edge now. That's perfect. I love it. Okay, let's put this one down directly on. Oops. So yes, so I had I want you guys to tell me what you did this weekend, of course. I had my event on Saturday. And it was from 10 till, I think the last people left at, oh, no, I want to put that up on Dimensionals. I talk and then I just forget. I can either speak or do, apparently. So let me try and do both again. So anyway, the last people left about 3. The dogs were great hosts, but they were probably done about 2 o'clock. They were kind of scratching at me. They were like, wanting me to pick them up, put them down, and they were kind of like, we are socialized out. So when everyone left, I was super happy that I did not clean up the crafter map. You know what the crafter map is. Yes. And everybody is so helpful to help clean up, but you know, it's an event for 13 people, right? So anyway, I left it all because my body said, no more girl, you're resting. And then I just kind of like rested. It was hot. And yes, I have AC, but it wasn't keeping it as chilly as I might like. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. All right, let's tie our ribbon and then we'll put our woohoo on. I don't quite know where I want that woohoo, right? It's so adorable. I think we're just gonna do a knot. I love to just tie off of the roll, off of the bolt of ribbon and maybe directly, because then if it's too short, I can, you know, I can fix it right then, and then at least on one side I don't have any overage. Oh, I forgot to show you the best thing that comes with the embossing kit. Where are they? The most fantastic deluxe set of reverse tweezers I've ever seen. Now, reverse tweezers are, you press them, but then when they're at rest, they're actually engaged. So it works so well. So of course you can use them to hold your cardstock when you are embossing, just like we were doing earlier. But what the best thing is they're great for a third hand. They're so great for a third hand. See that? I just put it right in the crux of where I tied the ribbon once, and then I can come in now and kind of fiddle around with how I'm going to want the knot, and then just pull them out. They are, I believe they're ceramic on the edges, so they're nice and slick for doing that. Okay, Jean says it's a perfect diploma. So you just have to, like, it's so easy, I think, to convince ourselves with these images. Like, you just kind of put a few extra things on it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that's obviously a diploma. Avery, the girl I'm making it for, she's not gonna know. I don't think she's a stamper. So it'll just be really fun, right? Okay, now we have to decide, like, are we gonna go straight across? I don't think so, because the diplomas are already really straight. Maybe we'll just do it just like that on dimensionals, because everything's better on dimensionals. So yes, then yesterday, of course, I did get back up. Oh, and I had walked the dogs on Saturday too, so my God, I was dying. So Sunday, no walkies. And I don't know that they even really cared. It was hot from the get. And we stayed inside. I went to run for groceries about 9 in the morning and filled up the car with gas. And then I got back here immediately. Okay, one last thing, because you know we got to gild the lily. We have some matte dots. We also have some classic black dots, I think. But I want to use the matte dots. That's what I like. So they come in white, ivory, gray, and black. So handy. And you can even color the white and ivory ones, just like I colored that ribbon. You could color those if you want to as well. And so 2 different sizes of each color. Okay, these are the classic matte dots. Annual catalog. But they go with everything. Okay, let's see here. Let's grab a couple of these. And boom, shakalaka. We got a graduation card. I am going to decal edge cut that inside. I may as well finish it off now. I mean, I'm already months late with this thing. Sorry, Avery. Hopefully. If I get it to her before she actually goes to college, we'll consider it a win, right? So, one more decal-edged rectangle. I'm in love. Tango, cool it, bud. Da, 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 da. We need one more diploma down at the very bottom. Okay. Oh man, this is so cute. I'm in love. Okay, so there you go. Graduation card with a message in a bottle. Who knew? Right? So the lesson here, right, is to always just give your stamps a second look. Turn them upside down or sideways. Take them away from the other stamps and kind of think about, what is this shape exactly? What could it be? So here's our woohoo, you did it. with that beautiful, amazing phrasing stamp set. I don't know if it's beautiful. It's so versatile, right? I think there's going to be, you're going to be able to make every sentiment with that thing. It's so cool. All right, now, another thing that happened is we had snacks at my Christmas party. And then a couple people were so nice, they brought snacks. Somebody brought a huge bag of chips, like 18 little bags of chips. Oh my gosh. And then somebody else, or maybe it was the same person, brought these things. They look dangerous. I actually haven't eaten any yet, believe it or not, but they're white Reese's peanut butter cups, and they came 5 in here, okay? And so they're really cute, and they were sitting in here, and I was like, I'm gonna make a package for them, and they're gonna be kind of like in the bottle. So this is where we're gonna use the whale. So let me clear the decks just a tiny bit here and put this stamp set away. They've got a lot of sentiments sitting out here. So let me try and get them corralled. And then we are going to start on this whale card. I mean, no, it's going to be a whale treat box. Oh, good, Lori. Lori, by the way, she shared my video last week. And as you know, when you share, I share Thursday nights. So she won the Dressed to Impressed bundle from my stash. And Lori, that went out in the mail to you this morning. So you should be seeing it in the next, well, I don't know. You're several states away from me. I would hope by this week, though. Yeah, hope so. And have fun with it, okay? It's a really fun one. So, but yes, when you watch on Thursday nights, or if you watch the replay, and then you share that video, and then, so all you have to do is click the arrow to share. This is on Facebook, right? And then you post in the comments, shared. Because sometimes I can't see who's actually shared based on your privacy preferences. So it won't tell me everybody's shared. I have to go through the comments and find it. And happy to do that. But anyway, so do both things, and then you'll be included in the drawing. And we'll choose something else from my stash. Or I've got the Happy Hippos that I'm going to give away and stuff. So, okay, this is the box. This is how difficult it gets. I just made it up, right? You kind of measure these things and then do a trial and error. And so let me put this, let's see, let me put it on something kind of white, kind of clean and white. And then if you want to take a screenshot of it, you'll have the measurements. Because I think that these peanut butter cups, okay, well, it's not clean, but you get the point. I think these peanut butter cups are really like kind of basic shape. They're a little smaller than the regular peanut butter cups, but I've made this so that 2 will fit in here. So it'll probably hold other things, but if you want to take a screenshot of this, then you will have the measurements of where to, bring it down a little bit, of where to score and where to cut. This is a really easy box too. Oops, my face is in the way. No, let's do this. Do this and there. Okay, take me out, at least for a minute. And then you can take a snapshot of this to get all the measurements. Okay, so this is all it is. It's totally easy because I just made it. I just made this one before we went live. Okay, so it's 4 by 6 overall measurements, and then you've got some scoring, and then you're going to cut some tabs. That's it. And then we're going to decorate the outside because we really just want to play with the outside, right? We don't really, we want to make a good box, but we want to just play with the outside. All right, let's see here. 1 and a 2 and a, there we are. Okay, I feel more connected to you when I'm actually speaking with you. I don't know. I realize I'm sitting in the room here by myself, but I like chatting with you. Hello, Kathy. Oh, Kathy, I'm glad you're out and about again, right? Feeling good, probably getting stronger all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my paper trimmer, right? And some Pacific Point. That's what I used on this. Also, one of the colors in the Paper Pumpkin kit. We'll go over all the colors in a minute, and we want to make this thing overall 4 by 6, okay? So you can definitely get a couple out of one sheet of paper. And then on the short edge, I'm going to score at 3/4 of an inch and 3 1/4 inches, okay? And so again, don't use your cutting blade, just use your scoring blade. 3/4 of an inch and 3 1/4. And then on the long side, I'm going to score at 2 1/2 and 3 1/2. Simple. Okay. 2 1/2 and 3 1/2. Oh, good. You got yours today, Sherry. Nice. And 3 1/2. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Okay. It's a simple one because we just, like I said, we just want to get to the decorating. Okay. Now I'm going to crease these folds with my bone folder. It doesn't take that long, and it makes your 3D projects look so much better. Kathy, I thought you just said, where is Indiana? And I was like, okay, we're in Indiana. Okay. Casey, I saw that you said you were going to be leaving. I was like, get back here. What are you doing? Casey, we're making a box now for some treats because it's always good to have that. Like I said, I'm just using some treats that were left over from the class that somebody was nice enough to bring and then leave. Eek. And haven't tried them yet, but I'm sure they're delicious. However, and if I put them in these boxes, I might be more apt to give them to some unsuspecting coworker or friend. Okay, and then why don't we try some tear and tape? I mean some Seal Plus. You can use tear and tape too, though. In fact, I was going to say try Seal Plus because Seal Plus can rip the cardstock sometimes. It gets so aggressive, right? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. This is all we're doing. Simple. So I'd fold the little tabs in, and then I would fold this. And we're going to decorate both sides. So it doesn't really matter how the flaps are facing, right? But make it neat. Like Dorinda said when she was having a Christmas party, she made it nice, right? For all of you Real Housewife fans out there. There might be none, I don't know, but. And then I make it nice. I try to make it nice. Okay, so working like a charm. Okay, so then I just keep those tabs to the inside, and then I'm going to bring these on the outside, kind of even them up, and they don't go the whole way, and that's fine. Like I said, it's not about having this like perfect little origami box. It's about having something that will hold some treats. Oops, that's tapered in a little bit. Come on now. Work with me. Okay, and then these little guys just fit in there. So one's not bad. Let's see, what did 2 look like? 2's fine. Yeah, 2 is perfect. I mean, 2's kind of better, really. Okay, so now we are going to take the bottle. Where is it? So you get these die cuts, right, to make three cards of 3 designs, 3 of the same designs. But we're going to take the bottles from 2 of the cards. So you have to make up some other things for the other cards. Because we're going to put this whale in the bottle, right? I thought it'd be cute. You know, you have the message in the bottle. That's great. But we're going to put this whale in the bottle. And so, and then it's just going to be on either side of this box. Okay, whoops. So that's the scoop, and it'll go different ways and stuff, but it's really just like about decorating it and making it cute. Okay, so you could also make one super long if you wanted the bottle to you know, fit the length, but I kind of like it being its own shape, so that's what we're doing. All right, so I think, let's see here, we have this great stamp set from the kit. Let me show it to you. I have most of it blocked up, but it's totally fine because I'm going to show you the piece of acetate. So you have that cool ship, 1, 2, 3, 4 sentiments. That's great. Some starfish, our diploma / message in the bottle, and this really great seahorse, and then some seaweed. Oh, and a textural piece. Okay, and so I used all of those on the cards as designed, so they really incorporate all of it. Yeah, the ship fits in the bottle. The ship fits in this design. Okay, so they really use everything that they put in the kit, and of course, long after you have the cards are gone, you still have the stamp set and the inks. That's why I say like paper pumpkin. It's good stuff. Okay, so let's take these. Now you have to remember these bottles are going to be, let me see, I guess they'll both be fine. I was confusing myself. You know, I haven't done this actually because I only had 3 of these bottles and I made one into a card, so I had to like just kind of eyeball it. It is an awesome stamp set, Jean. I love it. I can't wait to just play some more with it. And like I said, it incorporates with so many of the stamp sets that we already have. But of course, I'm going to use something else. So I want to use your kind of a big deal because that's like the perfect sentiment for this. Yes, I think so. And I'm going to make sure that this is fresh freesia. And where we do that is we go to the back of the instruction. There are words on the back of the instructions. I guess I said there weren't words on the instructions. That's not true. The back of the instructions, they show you the kit, okay? Plus all of the colors that are in the kit. It is fresh freesia. Plus they even give us some alternates over here. Oh, cool. And they use the waves of inspiration as well. Okay? So here are even some more. And if you just take a picture of this with your phone, it will direct you to the detailed instructions for the kit. You can find the video on my Facebook page. I just posted it this morning. You can also just go to YouTube and go to the Stampin' Up page, and you will find they have so much information about Paper Pumpkin. They also have a playlist. So if you go out to Spotify, and it's just an application, so just add that to your phone, then you can go to the Paper Pumpkin playlist, and they've like curated songs that kind of fit with this theme. So they've been doing that for several months. So there are tons of ways to have your own little Paper Pumpkin party, okay? So don't forget about that. But yeah, this is where it tells us all of the colors. And it is using Pacific Point, also Poppy Parade, Balmy Blue, Basic Gray, Bermuda Bay, and Fresh Freesia. Okay, so let's grab our Fresh Freesia ink just for fun, and that's what I'm going to stamp You're Kind of a Big Deal in. And I'm going to use, oh, I had it popped out, but that's okay. So there's some, of course, there's several die cuts that come with this, and one of them is this circle with a Fresh Freesia ring around it. Perfect. Oh, it's sitting right under my stamp. Story of my life. I'm going to do a, I think you saw me sneaking this under my grid paper earlier. It's our paper piercing mat. If you don't have that, just use a stack of paper, or if you're brand new and you're just using the Paper Pumpkin kit, just use this piece of chipboard as your kind of support for your stamp. You'll get a better image with photopolymer stamps. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to bring my head in here. I have to get up over this thing because it just fits. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I'm gonna bring this closer. I love the way these words are kind of scribbled. I don't know how else to mention it or what else to call it. They're just scribbled, right? Aren't they cute? Okay, so now we're gonna make our whale, which is like super easy. This is what the punch looks like. When you punch it, it punches out all these little pieces and parts. The belly of the whale, some water. I just have to find the stamp or the punch itself. If you don't have this stamp set and punch, as you can tell, I recommend it. It's super fun. It will make you smile. Then I just have a piece of basic white here. And so I'm going to stamp, or I'm going to punch out one set of each. You don't have to worry about what I want to say. You don't have to worry about if you're going to use all the pieces or not, but you could make an albino whale. Look at it. Wasn't that Moby Dick? It's been a while, but I do know. I do recall a little bit. So anyway, then here's the stamp set again. Isn't it fun? And it's kind of distinctive. So, and I do like hoping all your birthday fishes come true. This was a little punny, and it's super cute. My love for you is bigger than the ocean. Whale done. Thanks a ton. That would also go with our hippos. Yeah. Draw around the bottle, cut it out, and color or decorate. I like that idea. That's great. And we also have another stamp set that would go with this. I don't have it, but it's Bottled Happiness. And you could play off of all the bottles, right? So we're going to make our whales, and I'm just going to use some liquid glue. Okay. Oh, I might need to cut double of the white. So this is the belly. It goes down further than you might think. It goes, like, don't put it too close up to the front of the whale, or it looks odd. I just know this from doing it. I remember it goes clear back here. Ish. Right? Okay, that's what it looks like. If you put it up in the front, it looks like not a whale, some other weird creature. Okay, and then this thing, see how it has a front, it has a back fin, and then you're going to put this on the front as a fin if you want. You don't have to, but it makes it look more dimensional. So we're going to, of course. And again, there's one way where it looks better than another. I have to try this. Let me see. It's been a while since I put this thing together. I think it's that way. It's not going to ruin it if it's wrong, but if you're giving this to a biologist, they might see that it's wrong. Okay, I need another fin in blue, and I need, let's see, the fin's clear down here. And then I need another belly in white. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was, as I said, I was watching The Amazing Race. One of the things they did was so gross. Can I even say it out loud? I don't even know. But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to try not to gag. They made them eat almost 2 pounds of caviar. So disgusting. I had to fast forward it. I could not even deal with that. I was like, Dude, this was, I thought it was inappropriate television. And I'll watch a lot of things. But I was like, I cannot do it. Oh, God. And this one guy just like stepped up. I mean, they were eating out of, they were in Russia, okay? So they were eating out of these huge, bigger than a tablespoon. They were eating like with a serving spoon. It was, oh God, a couple of them were crying. Yeah. One was rolling around sick. I would have been like I'm out. I can't do $1 million. I can't do it even for $1 million. That would have gotten me. I mean, plus a million other things. Like, I watch the show mostly and go, nope, couldn't do that. Nope, I'd be fighting. I'd be one of those teams that was like fighting because I would get all stressed out. Not a show I'd be on, which is probably why I like watching it so much. Okay, I need this pen. This is what I do for the eye. We have a little eye in the punch. See, you can get that. But I just want a black eye. And so, this is a gel pen. And if I recall, oh, here we go. See it? The eye's like clear back there with a flipper by the fin. The eye is just like clear back there. Like, what? Okay. It works. And then this too. Right? Oh, they're so cute. And since we have it, we'll use the water. There's these like this water that can come out of the blowhole, right? Look at that. It's so cute. It's like a white one and a blue one, so we'll use both. Okay, so let's put that onto the bottle. Roz, that is hilarious. Did you eat it? Okay, let's see. You never, would you eat it? Did you eat it during there? Oh, God. Well, I never went to a wedding that fancy, but I did go to somebody's Halloween party one time and they had decorated some dip. And I was like in my 20s, so talk about hayseed. And it was for a work thing. Okay, you guys, I remember like people were, they were talking about costumes because you had to go in costumes. And they were talking about renting their costumes. And I was like, or we're renting a costume? We're not like just, you know, grabbing your mom's robe and putting it on and calling yourself a princess? Okay, so anyway, that tells you a little, I'm from humble beginnings, okay? So anyway, we went to this party. It was great. It was, yeah, it was fancy. And anyway, and it was dark. I'll give myself that. It was dark in there, but it was like they had put caviar on the top of this dip to, in the shape of a cat. It was, you know, I'm going to even props. It was cool decorating. And I ate it on accident. Nope. Not for me. Because I don't like fishy or strong foods to begin with, like that. I wouldn't. That's why I say I've got to go to Asia sometime for like 6 months. I would totally drop my weight. I would have nothing to worry about. I'd come back svelte. I'd have to stay there though if I wanted to stay that way. Okay, everybody. Enough about me and my hayseed ways. Yeah, I think we're gonna just like put that on there. It'll be so cute. So I'm gonna glue this directly on. The box is gonna move a little bit, right? Because you have those candies in there. And so I just want to make sure that, now, where did she find these? I don't know. They aren't special. I mean, they aren't like for holidays, but you know where I think of places having this kind of stuff is Walmart. I don't go there. But they seem to have things that are like special or not permanent. I don't know. So anyway, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that this box, oops, now don't put glue up there like I did. I'm pretty sure that this box will fit a lot of little things. Probably will fit like a regular, there we go, some regular candy in a square wrapper that looks like a Reese's. Totally versatile. Okay. I'm a nut. All right, let's decorate this thing. Let's see. We need some ribbon, I think. We could use our same trick with the gingham ribbon. It's awfully cute. But it's kind of a gimme, right? We've already done that. So, oh, this is pretty. Let's get The white crinkled seam binding ribbon. It has movement, right? So it kind of look like water. And let's like put some of that back behind our sentiment. And then where are we going to put our sentiment? It's kind of a big deal, right? Okay, let's put it whichever fish we think's the cutest. I think this one's the cutest. I don't know. They're kind of the same. So I'm going to pop that right there. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of it, but first I'm going to put some ribbon back behind it, kind of. And just in keeping with our theme of alternates, we'd better color this as well. Now, I don't think we have Pacific Point either. Ooh, but we do have Tempting Turquoise, which is a new in color. Let's take a look at what this looks like. I'm going to use the dark. I tend to use the dark alcohol blends when I am coloring some product like this. Oh, yeah. Hello, gorgeous. If you haven't noticed, my nails are Tahitian Tide. Sorry, it's Tahitian Tide. I said an old color, didn't I? Tempting Turquoise. Now my nails are Tahitian Tide, and so is our ribbon. Oh, okay. Roz says Walgreens and Kroger. Okay. See, I don't get out much, apparently. I go to Fred Meyer. I go to Albertsons. I go to Whole Foods. I went to Walgreens last week, but I only went in to get 91% alcohol, and I didn't look around. I should have. Okay, so anyway, beautiful Tahitian Tide is a nice, cool, new in color, and also makes really good nail polish, FYI. Now this I'm going to go ahead and cut off because I'm just going to mess around with it a little bit. I'm not quite sure what the shape is going to end up being. And I can tell... I think I need to bring some different scissors in. Yeah, sometimes these just cut the more fine ribbon. What? You noticed and said something last week? You guys are talking about something else. You're not talking about my Reese's peanut butter cups. That's for sure. I want to try to... Oh, you're talking about my nails. Got it. I was trying to keep it a secret from Jean. Jean, it's a secret. Don't look. But I'm going live in the In Color Club tomorrow anyway, so I figured you would see it then, right? I was like, if she doesn't see it before then, I think she'll probably notice it. I'm doing this mashup thing of trying to tie this bow around my fingers. I don't think I have enough ribbon to do it. That's the problem, Lisa, when you cut it. Then you don't have enough. You don't have enough. Nope. Let me try this. I don't have enough. Gotta undo this. Okay. Here's this other thing I do. Let's see if we can make a tiny bow. Okay, and then I take this. All right. This is in miniature for sure. Oh shoot. This is so small, brother Lisa. I mean, let's see. And then you can tie this. Give yourself a little more leeway than I did. What did I say? Like I was just cutting it off there because I didn't care. Sure, we'll have enough. Always color more than you think you'll need. You can buy more. It's okay. Oh, okay. One more thing. Super. I know everyone loves to watch us fiddle with bows. So why not? Now I would grab those tweezers, but I'm afraid I can't like let it go. Okay. So this is what I kind of like to do with the crinkled ribbon because it just, you can work it. You can move the knot around once you have it like that. First of all, I'm going to cut two of these that I don't like. And it's going to be just kind of a crazy little bow that we're going to glue down with the glue dots. Okay? Oh, hello, Taylor. Yes, Taylor, we have to go to lunch someday soon, okay? Not this weekend, but maybe the following weekend. I'll text you. See? Isn't it cute? Turned into a little puffball thing. Look at that, Taylor. Taylor, how's your mom feeling? Ooh, okay, glue dot time. There are glue dots in your paper pumpkin kit, but we're just going to get them off the roll. Okay, let me do another one too, just in case. And let's see, let's just put it, I don't want to hide our sentiment, but it might end up hiding part of it. This bow is kind of a big deal, right? Just like the sentiment. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, I'm going to cut that off. This is like a crazy bang. It's out of control. And then finally, I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals down on the bottom of it. I've had 2 or 3 sets of dimensionals out, and I'm going in for more. I've got the minis now. I just grab whatever. And if you were to see, that's why I have to keep all my dimensionals in a container, because I only have like 20 sheets started. That will drive some of you crazy. Oh yeah, that's okay. All right, so as I'm getting this zhuzh, I'm gonna thank all of you for joining me tonight. It's been so fun, as always. And I hope I've talked you into trying paper pumpkin at least once. Now look, these are called Fine Sparkle Adhesive Backed Gems. Color coordinated, what did I tell you? So look at these, they're in 5 different, no, they're in 4 different colors. I'm almost out of the Sweet Sorbet, but I have all of these. They're so gorgeous. So again, I will link the paper pumpkin link to this video after it stops, and give it a try. I think you might like it, right? Look at how much fun we've had with this tonight. My goodness. We've made a container for Reese's peanut butter cups. We've made a graduation card. Oh, and that doesn't even have anything to do with the beautiful cards that Stampin' Up! Has already designed for us. So thank you, Roz. I'm glad I came on tonight too. It was fun. I was looking forward to it. And I'll be back on Thursday night as well. So I hope you all are going to be able to make it in. Like I said, we're going to share, or I'm going to share, swaps on Thursday night. And we're going to talk about all the fun things we did Christmas in July, which was a blast, and it was a blast for me. Let's see, I'm going to clear the decks. Now look at those. They are adorable. You're kind of a big deal, and you get your, and then your people are like, oh, I am a big deal. I got a white Reese's peanut butter cup. I must be a really big deal. And then, let's we not forget the 3 cards that we started with anyway. So again, these are the cards as designed. These are the cards you can make with all the pieces and parts and then some. And then if you want to, you know, go off on a tangent, I would love to see what you're going to make with all of these supplies. And so I'm just happy to be with you here tonight. Again, whether you are live on Facebook or on replay on Facebook or YouTube, I see you. I want to speak to you. You can leave me a comment and tell me anything you want me to know about you. And I usually reply, believe it or not. Somebody the other day wrote in my wrote in my YouTube, "You are funny, period." I got such a kick out of that. I thought, now that's some good dry humor right there. You are funny, period. Like, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Okay, everyone. Well, have fun with your paper pumpkins when they finally come in the mail. If you're not receiving them yet, as I said, what are you waiting for? You get to choose free celebration rewards if you choose some prepaid paper pumpkin kits. And finally, if you get the links and you're just questioning it, or you have questions for me, just send me a message, okay? I'd be very happy to speak with you. All right, everyone, have a great night. I'll see you on Thursday.